Have you ever seen a K-pop group that just radiates the energy of a flop group, but as a result of mere chance, and or their company, are able to defy the odds that would have made them nugu promoters' most beloved unknown group? Well, I've seen plenty of examples of this exact phenomenon in recent K-pop. This video is a list of K-pop groups that feel like CLC, but have somehow managed to be more successful than Red Velvet. But first, we must agree on the characteristics that make up a popular nugu group. Luckily, what I say goes, and nobody can challenge that. So, what makes a group feel nugu? The answer is simple. The concept of nugu as a feeling, rather than a noun or adjective, is made up of three simple properties. First, shit music. The quality of a song is subjective and can vary depending on individual preferences and tastes. However, several elements are commonly considered when evaluating what makes a song good. Production quality, vocal performance, melodies, lyrical content, and arrangement, are some examples of the elements used to judge music. Groups from lesser-known companies rarely have the coin to deliver in all of these aspects, let alone one. But fear not, Dookie music can often be a quirk. It's the group's charm. Next up we have popularity. Don't get smart with me. Some of these groups' biggest fans live in the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean. What this means is, how are you selling more than Red Velvet, but nobody on the street recognizes your face or music? You figure out what that means. Finally we have inconsistency. This can cover a variety of things such as in sound or concept. Rather than evolving as an artist and maintaining elements of the original you, the switches in identity feel like trend hopping to desperately cling on to what's hot more than anything else. Now with that out of the way, let's get into this freaking video. Starting with the group that inspired this video, as they perfectly fit the description of all three aspects. This cloud of nougatdom covering Itzy came gradually. This feeling first appeared when they made Mafia, and has hovered over them for some time. But now more than ever does Itzy feel like they should be a nugu promoter. Not because they're unpopular or can't sell, but because they just fit perfectly next to the likes of Lightsome and Rocket Punch. Mixx wanted to transcend the boundaries of what we know as musical genres and have continued this when it comes to the genre of nougatdom. From head to toe, they are drenched in a certain je ne sais quoi that reeks of nugu. Even down to their name. And Mixx? Really? However, this seems like a common aspect of many JYP groups. In comparison to other companies like SM, YG, hell even Blackberry, it's astounding that many of the JYP groups were able to reach the heights that they have and will continue to. Let's discuss the ways and they meet the standards for all three aspects. Having dookie music is self-explanatory. Mixed pop has become synonymous with the word in the K-pop scene. Shite music greatly impacted their popularity among fans. I feel like even if they made better music, their popularity won't change much because who is standing in Mixx outside of the weirdos who pre-ordered their albums before the lineup was revealed? I already talked about their inconsistency a few videos ago, but abandoning their original concept that was born out of the success of Next Level and Savage, then hopping on the UK garage wave that was popularized by acts like Pink Panthers is textbook trend hopping. Being a fan of Fromis since 2018, it just feels unreal that these girls somehow managed to make it out of nougatdom, even before getting to HYBE. The timeless summer hit, We Go, single-handedly took them from nugu promoter to pop base. While they were never on nugu promoter, they should have been. Still, it doesn't feel like Fromis are that popular. I still get surprised when my non-Flavor Moods post about their title tracks, let alone their B-sides. You could call them Flopmas 8 and I wouldn't even get mad because it feels like tea. But then you look at the charts and sales and it's just a different story. Also, they need a better creative team. Manheejin, please leave the minors alone and work with a real group, you demon. You could say I'm being biased against them, but you can't say that I'm not being real or telling the truth. The main element of nougatdom present in their artistry is their ever-changing identity. We went from Blackpink's ethnic hip, to Queendom's royalty, to Olivia Rodrigo's pop-infused rock, to New Jeans' early 2000s. Now of course, All of this is because of Soyeon's commitment to make her new obsessions her personality trait for 3 months, but it never fell through to Idol in my opinion. Like I said, it's not in an effort to grow and evolve or show off red velvet levels of versatility. It all just feels like trend hopping, because that's exactly what it is. However, the one thing that remains consistent is the dookie that comes along with it. You can count on them to always release the worst music you've ever heard in your life. And we thank them for that. They respected CLC enough to not completely shit on them in the areas that matter. Vocal, rap, dance, and performance ability, as well as music. Queens for real. The whole we have 1 or 2 mega famous members in our group and the rest are a bunch of kias nobody really cares about outside of pity standing just feels like a thing that should only be reserved for nugu to mid-tier groups. Looking at you Weki Meki, Gugyud, Alice, and others. Also the tracks given to the group, coupled with the terrible mixing often present in the songs, just gives nugu vibes. Quickly tell me what's the difference between Ivan and Wua. I wanna know. When we really get into it, it's cultural appropriation and I won't have it. It's no secret that Kepler was set up for failure by Mnet and their company. It feels like a glass cliff situation but make it gay pop and not at all related to company leadership. Who gets it? Anyway, it's even more upsetting and apparent when looking at the difference in the bipolar survival show. But let's get into the Ajanagu analysis. Similarly to NMIX, their name is fucking terrible and belongs on Nugu promoter. Secondly, their music has been terrible since debut, but rather than a charm or quirk, it has moved into Jessie levels of shite music and I cannot accept that. Next. I bet if I asked 10 of you to tell me what Kepler's concept was, I would get 10 different answers. Okay, maybe at least 3, but that's only further proves my point. They low-key give CLC in terms of inconsistency when you think about it. Like they finally found something that worked for them, Up, which would be CLC's Hobgoblin, but for some reason, refused to stick to it or build upon that sound. Unfortunately, it is too late for them, and this cycle will continue until they thankfully disband like next year. I do not keep up with boy groups fortunately. Unfortunately for this video, I cannot provide an accurate Ajanagu analysis like I can with these girl groups. But who cares about facts when it comes to men? The music is shite, you don't deserve my respect and patience. Anyway, remember what I said about the biggest fans living in the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean? That was Treasure and Stray Kids Shade. Yeah.